He was used to being watched. But on that rainy Friday in Liverpool, Mohamed Salah became the one who watched. He followed his driver home, quietly, without warning, without a word. What he saw through a third-floor window that evening broke his heart in a way no football loss ever could. This is not a story about fame. It's about dignity, hidden pain, and one man's quiet fight to keep his family alive. And how Salah chose to follow, not just a car, but a story he could no longer ignore. For 3 years, Ahmed had driven Salah. Every morning, every evening, rain or shine, he was there, on time. No excuses. He greeted with a quiet salam, opened the door, drove the route. No small talk unless it was needed. Traffic ahead, ustaz, or a bit colder today. In a world where everyone wanted something, a photo, a favor, a chance to be seen, Ahmed asked for nothing. He never lingered in the driveway, never commented on matches or headlines, never even hinted at personal problems. While other drivers shared jokes near the parking lot, Ahmed sat alone in his car, reading, sometimes praying, sometimes just still. Salah noticed the details over time. The sandwiches Ahmed always brought from home, wrapped in yesterday's newspaper, eaten quickly without appetite. The ancient phone, screen cracked, held together with tape, plugged in with urgency, like it was a lifeline. His clothes, always clean, always neat, but the same 2 shirts, carefully washed, expertly mended. And for a long time, Salah thought nothing of it, because Ahmed never gave him a reason to. He was polite, professional, a part of the routine, quiet, reliable, invisible, until something changed, until Salah started to really look. It began on a cold February morning. Salah was stepping into the car like always. Same time, same seat, same silence. But something caught his eye. Ahmed's hands, dry, split at the knuckles, callous in a way that didn't match driving. Not the hands of someone who gripped a steering wheel. The hands of someone who lifted, carried, built. The hands of a man working more than one job. Do you do construction? Salah asked casually. Ahmed froze, just for a second. Long enough for his eyes to betray him, a flicker of panic, quickly hidden behind the usual calm. Just weekend work, ustaz, he said, nothing that interferes. But the crack had opened, and Salah couldn't unsee it. From that morning on, he began to notice everything. The way Ahmed stifled yawns at red lights, how his hands trembled slightly as he adjusted the rearview mirror, how he always stepped away to take phone calls. Urgent, whispered, always in Arabic. Never too close, never loud enough to overhear. There was something being carried beneath that quiet surface, something heavy, private, untouched by conversation. And then one day, after a long and brutal match, Salah leaned back in the seat and muttered under his breath, "Sometimes I wonder if all of this is even worth it." He hadn't meant to say it out loud, but Ahmed heard, and for the first time in 3 years, he responded without formality. His eyes met Salah's in the mirror, and softly he said, "Forgive me, ustaz, but from where I sit, you carry joy to millions. The weight of that is heavy, yes, but some of us carry different weights, and we would trade them gladly." It was quiet after that, but the silence had changed. That night, Salah made a call, not to a friend, not to a teammate, to Marcus Thompson, Liverpool's head of security, a man who'd seen enough to know when something was being hidden. "I think Ahmed's in trouble," Salah said, "and I want to help." 2 days later, Thompson called him in. The look on his face said everything before a word was spoken. "Sit down, Mohammed," he said. "This is heavy." Ahmed Hassan, Egyptian, 42, widowed, 1 daughter, Isla, 8 years old, born with spina bifida and hydrocephalus. She's had multiple surgeries. She'll need more. Her condition requires constant care, neurology, physical therapy, adaptive equipment. And her mother? Gone. Complications during childbirth. Ahmed never remarried. Last year, his mother suffered a stroke, paralyzed on one side, now lives with him. He cares for them both, completely alone. He works 3 jobs, driver by day, cleaning offices at night, construction on weekends. His income? Barely enough to cover rent in a cramped council flat in Toxteth. He has no debt, no help, no handouts. He refuses charity. He just works harder than most, quieter than all. Thompson laid out the documents: income, hospital bills, rental receipts, prescription costs. It wasn't just a struggle, it was a war. And Ahmed had been fighting it alone for years without ever letting it show. He took home leftover meals from the training facility, not out of habit, out of need. The sandwiches he ate in his car weren't his real lunch. The facility meals, he saved those for his daughter. And for his mother, 3 years, 3 jobs, no complaints, no signs. And Salah had never known. He had to see it for himself. There are some truths you can't read in a file. You have to feel them. You have to witness them. That Friday, Salah kept his tone casual. Ahmed, I'm catching a ride with Sadio tonight. Go home early for once. See you Monday. Ahmed hesitated just for a moment, then nodded. As you wish, Ustaz. He pulled away, unaware that 15 minutes later, Salah would follow. The Audi kept a safe distance, far enough to not be seen, but close